Okay, so quick correction. The Thanos build was day 16. Day 17 for the LEGO Guardians of the Galaxy calendar is the Milano from Guardians Volume 1. Day 18 is a candy cane post. Day 19 is Groot standing on a cloud with a phone and a bracket on his back. Important, because day 20, today, is a tree build that goes on Groot's back right there. So I missed a few days, and I just went through all of the days that I missed in under a minute. And then here is another version of Groot. This one came in the Infinity War sets. This one's not happy like that the Christmas tree one is. This one's angry. This one's not. This one has a vine whip, and I gave him a sword for grins and giggles, because I like to give my characters double weapons. I'll be giving this Groot a fish with a sword blade coming out of its mouth. Yeah, that's going to be pretty weird, but I think it'll look cool. Anyway, tomorrow is the first portion of a 3-portion build, and then the last day is a character. So I'm going to go ahead and do somewhat of a Never Seen It series, because I didn't get through all the material that I wanted to on Saturday, and I still haven't. But the ones I can talk about, I will. So, take those ones out. So we're mainly going to be talking about this stack right here. But we'll also mention 3 or 4 items from here. So, a best of the batch and a worst of the batch. The best of the batch goes to Ride. It's kind of like an Uber or a Lyft. They just choose to call it a ride in this. And the movie is pretty good, actually. Definitely check it out if you have access to it. You could find it at any Dollar Tree, because I've seen it at 2 different locations for Dollar Tree now. So yeah, Ride. Definitely the best of the bunch. Another really good one is 12 Years a Slave. Although this one, since it's set in 1841, that was a very racially disturbing time, very racist. Lots of N-words in this movie, but and parts of it are hard to watch because there's cruelty towards the slaves, and that's always hard to see. But I do still enjoy the movie for what it is. Let's see. Then we have one of them that I'm let's see. I'll show the back for this one. This one was pretty good. I enjoyed that the story they presented there. But it's not an appropriate story, but I kind of enjoyed where it was going. Let's see. Not that one. So I'm going to leave 2 of these down here, or 3 of these cases down here since I still haven't watched them. Let's see. Then next up is the 7-movie monster mashup, monster movie mashup here. It features Night of the Living Dead from 1968, Count Dracula and His Vampire from 74, Nightmare Castle from 65, The Devil's Nightmare from 71, The She-Beast from 66, The Snow Beast from 77, and The Werewolf versus the Vampire Woman. All of those were pretty enjoyable. Night of the Living Dead was better than I thought it would be because of how old it is, and the visual effects weren't all that great, admittedly. But they did the best with what they had, or with the visual effects of the day, and so it's really well done, all things considered here. So yeah, my favorite of these ones is probably Count Dracula and His Vampire. That one was probably my favorite of the bunch because Christopher Lee gave a good Count Dracula performance. I almost said Darth Tyrannus or Count Dooku, and Peter Cushing gave a good Van Helsing performance. So they're both enjoyable to see in things, and they're enjoyable to see together, turns out. Then we have Rise of the Mummy. The Mummy never actually ended up looking like this, like it does on the cover. It looked more like it does on the back of the cover there, but still, still really good. I would recommend all the titles I've gone over so far. The one I didn't show was one called Knocked Up. That one, inappropriate, but I enjoyed it at least. The 4 movies from this collection that we're going to be talking about are the Killjoy trilogy and Sideshow. So, first with the original Killjoy, it's about this young man who summons Killjoy, who's a freaky-looking clown, to to teach his bullies a lesson in how to treat people. All 3 of them end up dying, as does the boy that summoned Killjoy to begin with, because his summoning took longer than he was expecting, and he thought it failed, and then he died. He was killed by the bullies. Then Killjoy 2 is a bunch of like troubled youth that are in a rehabilitation program with some police officers, and they find themselves in the home of a voodoo lady, and once again Killjoy is summoned but doesn't show up right away and starts wreaking havoc, as you do if you're Killjoy. And then kind of the same sort of stuff is going on in the third one, only it's not troublesome youth. It's college students accidentally opening a portal to Killjoy's realm instead of their own. You know, as you do. And then Sideshow. There's a character in Sideshow. He's a shorter character, like a dwarf or something. I had recently seen him as a midget of Dracula, and so it was really cool seeing him reappear in this as in a different role, of course. He was a midget Dracula in The Creeps. Check that one out if you haven't. But this one, Sideshow, was kind of creepy at times, as it should be because it's in a horror movie bundle. But yeah, I suppose I could also talk about the first two Puppet Master movies since those are the only two I've seen so far. Both of them were pretty good. The first one introduced kind of what was going on with the mythology and how people could give spirits to puppets in this case and bring them to life and reanimate themselves in the process. Yeah, apparently that's a thing. Is it pretty hard? They made it look really easy. They made it look really easy to reanimate themselves. I wish I could do that if I were to be killed. I would love to reanimate myself. And then the second one kind of built upon it, and people were trying to figure out what happened in the first one, and it starts to happen again. And then they're like, okay, how do we stop this from happening again? I take it since there's 7 more movies, they fail in preventing it. But I haven't watched 3, 4, 5, Curse of the Puppet Master, Retro Puppet Master, Puppet Master: The Legacy, or Axis of Evil. And I haven't watched Doll Graveyard, When Puppets and Dolls Attack, Dangerous Worry Dolls, and Demonic Toys 2. Demonic Toys 2, I'm going to wait until I get the first Demonic Toys to watch that one. But like movies ensue, there's always a best of the batch, and there's always a worst. She throws them across the room. I don't know if I'll do that. I'll probably just toss them off to the side or something. Easily the worst of the bunch, and I'll explain why, is Rise of the Foot Soldier: The Heist. So this one has a lot of F words and a lot of C words that end in T. So having a lot of both of those two words, it's like, what are you thinking? Could you think of nothing else to say? I mean, they were almost exclusively used together also. And it's like, okay. The F word was usually used with an ing followed by the C word. And so it's like, why are you doing this? What are you trying to prove? Because all you're proving is horrible vocabulary skills and horrible humanity skills. Swearing is never the answer. So that is my Never Seen It series. I had planned on watching all of the Puppet Master movies before doing this, and all the Killjoy movies and Sideshow, and it didn't end up happening that way. So hopefully, and there's a couple other movies that I didn't end up getting to also, and that is King of Staten Island and A Haunting in Texas. I'll be watching these very soon, and the rest of the Puppet Master movies. So I'm gonna leave the Puppet Master movie stuff down here in on the main level of my house, and I'll leave these two with them. The discs, of course, are up in my collection, but I'll leave these ones all here. And I'll take the rest upstairs to my room with me. And hopefully you enjoyed this Lego showcase and Never Seen It series video. moving forward, when I do Never Seen It series, I'm going to try and do them on Saturdays, kind of have a weekly video there for a while. I feel like I've been putting out too much content recently, and um, so I'm going to dial it back a little bit after when I finish the Lego calendar. And there are 4 more days left on that because it ends Christmas Eve. And so I'm going to go ahead and after clicking off of this video, I'm going to disconnect the 3 sections of the build and take the character out of the build, because the character can fit in this build. I'm not going to tell you what it is until the coming days, when you will have seen it for yourself, hopefully, if you have this set. So I'm going to go ahead and call it quits here and take care of that. And I'll be checking back tomorrow with day 21, which is the first of 3 sections of a build. And you'll see what I mean. But I hope you have a good night. And Christmas is getting ever closer. I love Christmas. It's one of my favorite holidays. I love Halloween too. Halloween and Christmas are my 2 favorite holidays, unless my birthday counts. A third, if my birthday does not count, would be the 4th of July, because I am very patriotic of what America should be. I'm not a big fan of what it is, but anyways, I'm not going to go into that, but there's too much chaos going on in my area, especially because homelessness is up, and so there's a lot of like mental patients on the loose that should be in jail but aren't, or should be in a mental institution and aren't. They're out on the streets wreaking havoc. So that's what I mean. I don't like what America is, more particularly what my city is becoming. And I thought that Seattle was a mess. Tacoma's getting worse and worse by the day. Why? Why does it have to be like that? Not to mention everything's getting more expensive, and that's annoying.